Hey everyone, and welcome back to another video. So today I'm going to be showing you how to make cute stickers using Procreate. Now while you're here, please remember to subscribe to my channel for so much more. Like this video so that it shows up in other people's feed, and please click that notification bell so that you get notified when I make new videos. Alright, let's get started. You're going to need to download Procreate, of course, in the App Store. So I'm going to show you how you do that. You just go to Procreate, search it, and click on it. It should be the first one. And when you see that, you're going to make sure you download it. Now, I already have it, so it says open. But if you don't, this is what it looks like. So you can make beautiful creations. You can draw. You can, create stickers like I'm going to show you. You can even create GIFs, which is so fun. And I've actually made one of my own. And the next thing you're gonna need is either GoodNotes, Notability, or some other app where you can upload PDFs or your planners. That way you can really see your stickers in action. Now, one of my favorite apps is GoodNotes, so I'm gonna show you that here today, but you do also have the option of getting Notability. There's also Note Shelf, and there's so many other apps that people are using right now to do their planning. Also OneNote is a good app as well. So just download one of those apps. Some of them are paid, so just be aware of that. And once you get those two apps, you are ready to make stickers. Alright, so now that we're ready, we're going to go straight into Procreate. And as you can see here, I have a lot of different stacks. One of them being a sticker stack, which I put all of my stickers in. So once we get into it, you see all the stickers that I've created. What you're going to do is go into that little plus sign at the top, and you're going to click it and create your very own canvas. What I like to use is 1000 pixels by 1000. It's not too big of a file so that your GoodNotes app or whatever app you're using doesn't lag. And it's also not too small so you have pixelated stickers. So what you do is just add your own canvas, and I'm just going to put 1000 pixels by 1000, and I'm going to name it stickers so that I know this is the one that I go to every time I'm making a sticker. So it opens right up and you see the canvas is ready to go. First, we're going to make a super simple sticker. So this is going to be our first one. We're just going to write hello. And so what we're going to do is use either the calligraphy brush or whatever brush you want to use. And this is good for people who do like to do calligraphy. If you're somebody who loves to write your own notes, love to write your own artistic wording, this is for you. This sticker is for you. So there's this sticker that I've imported, and it's just like a lettering shadow sticker. It has a little shadow behind it. So I'm going to use that to just simply write hello. Now I'm just looking, make sure I like it. As you can see in the layers section, when you click on it, all you gotta do is make sure the background color is not selected. So you're gonna make sure the checkbox is unselected. And now we're gonna go into that little wrench, which is the actions. And we're going to crop the sticker right here in the canvas. So as you can see, I'm just moving it up, moving it down a little bit, just to make sure that it's really tight and close to the word that I've written so that it's already pre-cropped and ready to go. The next thing that we're gonna do is make sure that the sticker is looking good before we go ahead and export the sticker. So we're gonna click on share, we're gonna go to PNG, and there's two ways that you can do this. You can click PNG and then save the image, or you can copy the image. So I'm gonna show you both ways. So I'm saving the image, and now I'm gonna open up GoodNotes. Now this sticker was super easy to make. It took literally like 2 seconds, and that's why this is the #1 sticker, because it's so fast, so quick and simple, even for a beginner at Procreate. If you're not really good with calligraphy, you can just print the name that you want to write. You can print hi, you can print hello, you can print good day, good morning, and so simple to create that sticker and just save it. So now we're going to go to that little image at the top that I just clicked and click the first picture, which should be our sticker. and it is a transparent background, so it can be easily placed anywhere in your planner. As you can see, I'm resizing it. I'm using the lasso tool, placing it where I want, and it's so simple and super cute. I'm already in love with this hello sticker. Alright, so transitioning back, we're now going to copy the image. So instead of clicking on Save Image, right at the top there's a copy button, and now we can just paste it into our planner. So I'm going to show you a little bit of a better representation of what it would look like in one of my full monthlies. So I'm just holding down using the Apple Pencil, and the little button that says Paste pops up, and I click on it, and my sticker shows up right there. Look how cute that is, guys. This is the fastest and easiest sticker to make. And as I said, you can customize it any way you want. I'm going to customize it right now by adding a little background just behind the lettering. So I'm going to show you that by using this pink color, and I'm going to click on the inking brush, and I like to use the Studio pen. Now I'm going to raise it up a little bit just to make it bigger, and I'm just going to go right around the edges of the hello, and I'm going to fill it in with that pink color just to give it more pop in my planner. Alright, so now that that's done, we're going to go back to that little action tool and the little wrench, and we're going to click Share, PNG, and Copy. Then you just swipe over to your planner, and the same thing, hold down that Apple Pencil, paste, and there you have it. I love making these stickers for every single month, customizing for every month, and I hope you guys love it too. I'm going to show you what it would look like in a weekly as well. So look at that. Look how beautiful that is. You guys can do whatever you want. You can write your name, you can write happy birthday, you can, do calligraphy. And I'm also going to show you, if you're not really good with calligraphy, I can also show you how to do it with text. So we're going to basically go to the layers and close out all of those written layers that we did with the hello and the background. We're going to turn those off. And so now we're going to add text. So what you do is go to that little wrench, click on add text, and there you go. So I'm going to write hello, the same word. But of course you can do whatever word you want. And we're going to select a font that works for us. So I really like this rainbow ho style, where you can just fill it in and it's like kind of like bubble letters. I really like this style. So I'm going to make it bigger so that it shows up better as a sticker. And I'm going to fill it in and rasterize it so that it looks really, really perfect as a sticker when we insert it to the planner. Okay, so I'm just randomly making some little doodles here just to make it pop a little bit more. You can even add shadow behind it. You can add little polka dots to the lettering. You can make little white markings on it so that it looks like it's shiny. A lot of people like to do it so that it really looks like a balloon, or it looks like a bubble. So I'm just doing this randomly, and then we're going to do the same thing. Click Share, PNG, and we're going to copy it and slide at the bottom and paste it right into the planner. So you can see how fast that was, even with that quick little doodle that I made along with the text, and it shows up really beautifully in the planner. So this is definitely another way that you can do this sticker if you're not really good with calligraphy. Okay, now let's get on to sticker number 2. Yay, banners! I love making banners. They are the cutest thing, and it's really good to cover up things that you don't want, like that note section that everybody has in their planner. You don't want it to say notes, you want it to say something else, but you need a banner to cover it. So I'm just going to use that canvas that we made called stickers, and now I'm just going to fill in that canvas with a color that I like. I'm looking for the perfect color orange to make an orange banner. So now in that little wrench, we're going to go into drawing guide. When you click on canvas, you have the option to do a drawing guide. Once you click on that, you can see you can change the grid size. Now, I love these grids because they really help you to make straighter lines and to make everything look like a perfect square. If you don't want it to be a perfect square, you don't even have to, mind what I'm doing here, just disregard it. But if you want it to be a perfect square looking banner, then definitely use the drawing guide. Now I'm going to click on that little thing that looks like a squiggly, which is your selection tool or your lasso tool. And we're going to make sure we're selected on rectangle. And we're going to follow the drawing guide to make a small rectangle. Then we're going to cut and paste and delete that back layer because we don't need it anymore. Now, I wasn't really happy with the shape of it, so I decided to stretch it out a little bit. So what I'm gonna do is use the move tool and use that to stretch it using the freeform selection to stretch it a little bit more to each edge and make it a little bit smaller and skinnier. And I think this is a better shape. All right, so we got our rectangular shape. We're gonna go back into Canvas, crop and resize it to make sure it's really cropped closely to that rectangle shape so that we don't have to crop it when we get into GoodNotes. Now there's two ways to make that little triangular cutout, and I'm going to show you one way that you can do it. Once again, I'm going to use the drawing guide to really measure out perfectly where I want that triangle to be so that it looks more even. So I'm using this, I'm counting, and I think it's about 6 squares. So that means 3 squares up is our center. So I want it to land right there. What I do now is I use that little squiggly tool, which is the selection tool at the top. And that's what I'm going to use to create my line freehand. Now, as you can see, I'm just lining it up to make it sort of like a triangle. But when I cut and paste it, or actually just cut it out, it's not going to really be straight. You can see it's a little bit wonky at that side. Now, if you don't want anything straight lined or you're really good with making really straight lines, this may be perfect for you. But for somebody like me who needs a little bit of help, I'm gonna show you a second way to make straight lines. So we're gonna make a second layer right on top of the orange rectangle. And we're going to essentially draw a different shape on top of the rectangle. So we're gonna make a triangle. I'm gonna make it in black so that we can see the difference. I made a little dot, as you can see, right at the center where I want it to line up. Oops, that's a little too thick, making it thinner. And we're gonna draw a perfectly straight triangle. Now the way that you do it is you draw a line and you hold it at the end. When you hold it down just like that, it becomes straight and you can line it up exactly where you want it to go. So I'm gonna do the same thing, hold it, it becomes straight, I line it up, perfect triangle. I'm just gonna fill it in. And now we're gonna go back to that selection tool. And when we click on it, we're gonna click on automatic. Now we're gonna click on that triangle, it turns white. We're gonna click on the different layer, the orange rectangle, and cut. Once we remove that black triangle, we see it's actually been cut perfectly and it is perfectly straight. Look at that. So beautiful, I love it. All right, now I know that was a little bit fast the way that I told the directions. So if it confused you, please rewind, watch it again, and watch exactly where I'm clicking. Okay, so now we're going to just remove the background as we did before. We're gonna click share and we're going to press P and G and then copy. Now we just slide on over to our planner, long press with our Apple Pencil and paste. There we have it, perfect orange banner ready to go. And now that you already have the orange banner, all you have to do is fill it in with different colors. If you want pink, you can just drag in the pink color. If you want green, you drag in that green color, and you don't even have to make a whole other banner again. All you had to do is make that first one. So I know it is a little bit complicated at first, but trust me, once you get these steps down, it is super easy to make banners, labels, and all that other stuff. Okay, so let's spice things up a little. Let's not just make it a banner, but let's make this banner actually functional. So now I'm just writing study, And you know, you can customize it the way that you want. Remember, in the first sticker, you could do calligraphy, you can do text, whatever it is that you want to do. You can do a font, beautiful font, and you can write meeting, important dates, birthday, whatever you want on your banner, and do the same exact thing. Just copy it and paste it right into your planner. So I just wrote study for this sticker, but you can of course customize it the way that you want. So once again, this second sticker is super quick, super easy, and very beautiful. Okay, sticker number 3. Watercolor stickers. What I love to do is go into Pinterest. I don't know about you, leave it in the comments below. Do you like scrolling through the Pinterest pictures? I literally can spend hours in Pinterest. Now that's not very good. But anyway, I'm scrolling through and looking for some beautiful images, and I love this organizational tools and like baskets and stuff like. So click on that little wrench, click on add, and insert a photo. So we're going to insert our Pinterest image, and we're just gonna zoom in to the image that we really like, which is this jar for me with the wooden top. I think that's super cute and like a modern vibe. I really like this. And remember, we are keeping things super simple. I want to make just some random images to show you, but it can be anything, literally anything you want. You can make a scarf, you can make a hat, you can make, you know, stairs, I don't know, whatever it is that you want to make, you can do it. So I have this image here, and I'm gonna make sure I'm on a separate layer that's right on top of the image, and now I'm just going to trace. So I use the edit shape tool, which really helps me to perfect my circles, my lines, as I showed you before, so that they're not looking wonky. So I'm just gonna use it for these circles at the top to make the wooden top of the jar, and I think I might use it for the lines, but I might leave it more natural as well, because I really wanted to make a real watercolor sticker that looks like I really drew it and spent time on it, you know, so I would just want it to be really perfect. So yes, I'm drawing the lines out. Not all the times that I use that editing tool. Sometimes I do and it turns out bad, so I do it myself. It takes a few tries, so you might have to undo. As you can see, I use 2-finger tap to undo. 3-finger tap is to redo. So in case that your line doesn't turn out good, don't worry, girl. We all going through it. You might have to undo it 5 times, 10 times to get that one line right. If you guys have been through that, please let me know in the comments, because I literally will spend a long time redoing a line over and over again. So now I'm drawing it out, just copying the main lines of the jar. Now this jar is not going to be 100% perfect. I'm not looking for my sticker to be 100% perfect, or else I could have just used that image. I want to make it my way. What I'm really doing is getting the outlines. So once I get the outlines, I look at the image and I correct it to my liking. So I'm just erasing in certain spots, redoing them, and making sure that it's the jar of my dreams. Now that the outline is looking more like the way that you want it to be, we're going to go back into the layers section, and we're going to duplicate that first layer that we made. Okay, so that outline, we're going to slide it to the left, and you're going to see it says duplicate. Once we click on duplicate, it'll create one right on top. So the one on the bottom is what we want to fill color. So adding color is key to make sure that the sticker itself isn't see-through. It also allows for your watercolor to have a better background so that it can pop out more. So just a really quick tip, you can hold down on the screen, and this is going to allow you to use the eyedropper tool and pick up color. Now click the plus sign, add a new layer, click on that layer, and click on clipping mask. This is going to make sure that when you are using your watercolor brushes, it doesn't go outside of the line from the outlined drawing that you made below it. So now we're just going to color, color, color until our heart is content. So yes, as I said before, I don't want my sticker itself to be see-through, so that is why I had to add a color beneath it. But on top of it, we're going to add white, and now I'm adding blue, and just using that eraser tool whenever needed, just to make sure that it's not going over the brown wooden bamboo top of the jar. So I'm just going to continue to add the blue color, white color if I need it, because I still, at the end of the day, want it to look more like a really cute jar. Okay, so now that we're done with that, we are going to make sure that the bottom has a darker color blue so that it kind of gives the jar some weight. Also, use the smudge tool as much as you can. This really makes it more of a watercolor effect. Now what I do is when I'm clicking on that smudge tool, I also use a watercolor brush. You can adjust the settings of the brush. On the left side, you can change the size of the brush and the opacity of the brush. And basically that will measure the strength of the smudging that will occur. As you can see that I'm changing the size, and the bottom one will change the opacity. Okay, so now I'm just dulling the lines, the outlines a little bit, because I felt like they were a little bit harsh. So I'm using the smudge tool and making sure that I go exactly on the line. I made it a little bit smaller so that it can just hit the line and nothing else. And I selected the layer that was on top because that's the one that I wanted to be smudged. So you can see I'm just going over those lines, smudging them a little bit so that it really has a watercolor effect.